Today I wanted to talk about my least favorite letter. You know how in Sesame Street they teach you about a letter and they do like all sorts of creative things using that letter? Well no, today I want to talk about my least favorite letter, and that letter is H. Yes, I hate this letter. If your name is Sarah and you don't have an H, everybody wants to give it to you. And then you end up having your name constantly misspelled. If that is not frustrating enough, if your name is Sarah without an H and your last name starts with an H, you get people assuming because you write your name on name tags as Sarah H that you have an H because it looks like you're supposed to. Growing up, this letter has always been attached to my name, even though I do not have this letter in my first name. My first name is 4 letters, and I like that it's 4 letters. It's like one of the most even things about me, and adding the H makes it odd. I have plenty of odd things. I don't need to be any odder than I already am. I know that Sarah is not the only name that constantly gets misspelled, but I've never seen a name with so many people assuming that it's spelled one way. It's the French way, and a lot of Jewish people don't even spell it with an H, even though it's a Hebrew name. So I don't know why this has become a thing that everybody assumes. I wish it would be the other way around. When I met Sean Lennon, John Lennon's son, I met him. When I met him, he wrote down S-A-R-A, and then he looked at me and he said, "Do you have an H?" And he's the only person who's ever done that. And I thanked him and I said, "No, I do not have an H. Thank you for asking before writing it." Because most people write it and then either ask, or I have to say there's no H, and then they cross it out, and then I have like all these, like my yearbooks, everybody writes my name with an H and then crosses it out, so my yearbook is full of smudges of people correcting it, or some people not even correcting it, which is even worse. Anyway, so yes, this is my least favorite letter. It's in my name. It's in my middle name too. It's always added to my name. It always bothers me, and I get into this really uncomfortable position. Like, do you correct the person and say, actually I don't have an H, or you just suck it up and keep it? But then you end up having this person always assume that your name has an H. For example, at the Holocaust Museum where I volunteer, I have my jacket on a hanger, and the guy who made it is a really nice guy, but he put an H in my name on the hanger. So whenever I hang my coat up or get my coat, I have Sarah spelled wrong, and I just have to put up with it. But I don't want to like hurt his feelings or make him go to the trouble of fixing it, because I mean, does it really matter? Nobody's really looking at it except for me. So it's one of those things where it's like, I guess it depends on who you're correcting. Obviously you want to correct somebody who's going to be writing your name a lot. Sometimes I correct people nicely and then they misspell it again later anyway, and I don't know what to do. I just give up. But I don't want to have an H, and I don't like putting up with it, but sometimes I just do my best to, but it's really frustrating, and I know that there are some people out there who have other names that are misspelled constantly, and if you do, please let me know, because we can have like a solidarity about our names being misspelled. I've thought about rebelling and adding an exclamation mark or something. Because I've been thinking Sarah with an exclamation mark is fun, because then it's always like, Sarah! Like, that's the way I want to be known. I don't want to be known as this, because I don't need that extra letter. It's a silent letter. It's useless if you don't pronounce it. So, yes. I don't like this letter. I don't want this letter. I like this letter. This is a useful letter. But not this letter. This is a... Nobody needs that letter. Okay, that's going a bit far. But please don't give me an H. Please, if you know me. And don't do it just to be funny, because I will hurt you.